Here is a warm welcome from the newly announced world of the cockroaches. The Chief Justice has done everybody a great service. There had been a false impression that all people are equal. All people are not equal. It is only the people who have the wherewithal, who have the means, who control power, who have the strength, who can claim an equality, and they alone can exercise that equality. They alone can live in an equality. But the vast majority must languish in shady corners. They must live in gray areas. They must subsist in unorganized, unprovided for facilities, and hide in places. That is the done thing in this world. People are not equal. People should not claim to be equal. And any protest, any challenge that tries to juxtapose the underlings against the elite, the poor people, the unprivileged people against the mighty people, those without means trying to vie with those with means, they are all innately wrong. It is weak. It should not be there. But somehow or the other, over several lost decades, people in India, even people in the larger world, have been led to believe that all humans are equal, that all of them have a right to live, a right to do whatever they like to do as long as they do not impinge on the similar freedoms of others. But that is an untruth. It has now been made clear from the most reliable personage. It has become very clear when we saw Ukrainian President Zelensky talking to Trump. Trump was plainly trying to tell the Ukrainian president that he was not equal, that he did not have gods, that he did not have strength, and that he should not entertain any privileges, any rights, any power to claim equality to Russia there. Indeed, Russia, China, and some other countries have had the greater privilege of being able to enliven that earlier world of kingly domains where people, the privileged people, the people of might, were always right and had all the rights. Somehow, an aberration had arisen, and now it has been cleared, especially with the uh, democratic states. It began with United States of America, and Trump has been doing it all over his land, and some others have also been trying to be similarly clear with their people. They have also been trying to tell people that equality is a presumption, that the reality is the privilege, that the reality is for the privileged to do as they like. No cockroach, no underling should come even be present there. Unfortunately, the world had been led to believe that all are equal, that what mattered was the clarity of thought, that what was important was your, or that is that of the people at large, being in the right. But it is not so. Now it has become clear because the most dependable, most reliable voice has spoken. The highest office of the law in India has made it very clear that the right given in Constitution, the fundamental rights, the right to protest, the right to expression, the very right to freedom is undeniably there, but it is not to be exercised without the precipitate consent, without the clear permission of the authorities. It has also been made very clear that the system is sacrosanct, that it cannot be criticized, that people must be subservient, they must be duly obedient, they should be observant of the reverence which is to be shown towards those in power, towards those in authority, towards those who have somehow or the other, by hook or by crook, gained access to the corridors of power. Anybody who comes to believe to the contrary, any person who refuses to abide by this scheme is a cockroach. And now cockroaches have got this clarity and that they are to live underground, that they have to be out of sight, have to surrender all claims. Of course, they never had the claims, but the pretense too has to be given up. The people who do not have the means, that is the people who do not have employment, that is the people who cannot claim monies, that is the people who do not have the privileges, cannot manage to wield the threats of the agencies, who cannot use force, who cannot use the police. They should not consider themselves entitled to protest, to talk, to speak, or to exercise any rights. That is a clarity, and all the cockroaches are very grateful for that clarity which has been shown to the tribe. Thank you all who have paved the way for this clarity and removal of the undeserved presumption of rights, equality, and freedom. Thank you very much.